I'm walking down the street here in Kuta, which is the touristy area here of Bali. It's just an insane place, really. I mean, shops everywhere, traffic, bars, people, especially these motorcycles. It's just a rough place. Traffic is wild. You have tattoo shops, drinking and all that. Just keep in mind that in Indonesia in general you can't really drink openly, and you can't even find it. That's the problem. But here in Bali, alcohol seems to be easier to find than gasoline. I'm not even sure how these guys fill up gas. I mean, I haven't seen a gas station. But booze, beer, hard liquor, whatever, is just everywhere. And many of these bars, they are like this. It's like an open storefront. People are sitting down, they're ordering some whatever, shrimps, yeah, European food actually, lots of European food, like pizza, spaghetti, these kind of things. It's kind of hard to imagine people fly across the world, coming to a place like Bali to eat pizza. Let me have a quattro stagione, please. It doesn't make any sense. Why not eat, the local stuff? Isn't that the experience? I don't know, but I see a lot of that stuff. French fries, McDonald's, the usual stuff. It's just an interesting experience. They have here, I checked it out, they have all they have Muslim food, they have Indonesian food, Asian food in general, lots of Chinese food and all that stuff. And then they have pizza on top of that, right? So that's the concept. I think this is a place where you can actually get whatever you want. And then on top of that, you can have like a gallon of beer on the side. It seems like people are drinking gallons of beer. Lots of wine, lots of hard liquor. And it gets noisy later in the day. Right now it's early, it's kind of midday, and I just want to go down to the beach. And I think I will actually cross the street here to get you a more iconic view of the beach entrance here. So what happened in the past here is that you have a beach, of course. You have wind, lots of sand, and the sand was actually blowing in, coming in here, and you have a lot of stores here by the beach, and they got all this sand coming in, so they built a wall. And this is the gate. It's a Balinese gate going in, and you see these taxi guys, they just honk because they think you will take a taxi. And I will tell you how it works here in Bali. It's a scam paradise, of course. Everything you do is like a scam, and it's about money, and they know it. It's about ripping off tourists 100%. And keep in mind, I will actually be standing right in front of the gate, and keep in mind, tourists, they actually pay whatever these guys are asking, but that's the wrong way. So let's start with the taxis. The only taxi that is kind of safe to take is the Bluebird. They use the meter and they actually take you where you're supposed to go without scamming you silly, right? All right. Every car here is kind of a taxi with a taxi sign or no taxi sign. Every car is a taxi. Every motorcycle is a taxi. And everything here that rolls is kind of a taxi, but don't take that. The second alternative you have is the green guys. the little green men from outer space here, the Gojek guys on motorcycles. That's probably I would say maybe the best alternative, because you use the app and you basically get the price and you pay it, and that's it, right? And and what else? Oh yeah, if you walk the street a little later in the evening, they will stop. Every motorcycle will stop, come into the sidewalk, if there is a sidewalk, and say, hey, you want a ride? Taxi, taxi, hey boss, taxi. And because they call you boss or mister, you want a taxi? Hey boss. So it's kind of annoying. I mean, the first 100 times you hear it, it's like, okay, whatever. When you hear that 10,000 times, it's so annoying, you don't even look at the guy. You can be standing eating potato chips or whatever right in front of his nose, you don't even look at the dude. Poor guy, right? But there are too many of them. And they also have 10,000 massage places up here, all fake, all scam, with probably a few exceptions. It's all, you know, the dirty stuff going on in these places. So this is just a very, very crazy place. And if that's what you like to drink and go bananas, Bali is the place. Here's the wall they built not too long ago. I forgot the year, but it's fairly new actually. It looks like it's old, but it's not really. It's more like the way they built it. The gate is here, and when you're coming out to the beach, you see this. You see these beach umbrellas as far as you can see, and this is like on the southwest tip, by the way, of Bali, I believe. Southwest, let me see. Yeah, it is, southwest. And you're coming out here. I'm looking more like south now. The land, if you can see any land here in the video, I'm not sure if that shows up. First, in between that, the last land here, you have an airport, and that's pretty much where you land, and then you're here. And well, this is the place, and the street vendors here, they are allowed to actually sell alcohol, no problems. You can buy whatever you like here, but I heard, and that's probably true, a few years ago this place was so super dirty, so it's like unreal. So they actually created a new law that you are not allowed to sell food on the beach. I'm guessing they're standing right outside, so you can go outside and pick it up and come in here and eat it, but they are not allowed to sell it. But alcohol is fine, drinks, you know, stuff like that, and, you know, smaller stuff like you see on this table here. You see some souvenirs, things like that, and that seems to be okay. I'm looking at the water now. Let me review the water here for you. Well, one thing that is clear is that they have these big rolling waves coming in. Maybe you can see that they are kind of slowly coming in here, and I see a few surfers. I also noticed that the water is not clear really here, and I'm comparing with, you know, places like Hawaii, like Waikiki Beach, when you come to the most famous beach. That beach is just pristine when it comes to the water quality. It's crystal clear, it's this green blue water, it's super nice. But here it's not, and I don't know why really, but it's not 100% clear. But I see surfers, and you can definitely surf here. I mean, you can, and if they have a storm here, I'm sure you can. Right now I see a red flag down there, so they probably have a lot of rip current down here. So this is the beach. It's not packed. It's even though it's in the middle of the day, and you know, the conclusion here is, why is the beach empty? Because half of the people staying in this town are probably drunk, or they have a hangover right now, so they can't be here. Not too many people go into the water. Just a few people, few surfers, few people. You rent your surfboard or whatever, and you hop in. But it's not packed in any way or form. You see the Indonesian flag here, of course. But if you just want to kick back and drink some alcohol, this is the place. And who is the surfer here, basically? Well, I think they come from all over the world, of course. But as far as I can tell of the language you hear from town here, it's mostly from, you know, Australia, New Zealand, and all that stuff. And because you hear that accent wherever you go, and they sit and drink, you know, Australian beer, lager, you know, things like that. And now, by the way, some massive waves are coming in. I am not sure if that shows up, but they are pretty big waves. And it's just a regular day. And if you had a storm out there, I can imagine these waves are huge, right? But anyway, people are sitting down here. You can buy coconuts, freshly cut coconuts, while you just sit and be lazy in the shade. And this guy is selling ice cream, I guess, and things like that. You can. I'm not sure if that is considered ice cream.
Yes, sir.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's good day for ice cream.
All right, the ice cream guy. That is probably not considered food. And I walked here yesterday over there, and outside the street vendors, they are, you know, selling corn cobs, and people, they're standing there eating, and suddenly you see some rats, some ginormous rats, big like cats, right, coming out and grabbing the stuff, and it's right next to the street vendor, and they drag it in some bushes, and you see it's just crawling of life. So be prepared. It's not a clean place. It's not. This town is not clean in any way or form. It's just dirt everywhere. But if you like it dirty and you like to be in a hipster place, maybe, then I think the Bali beach here is the way to do it, or Kuta beach. It's not Bali beach, but Kuta is the town. And this town, Kuta, used to be like an original fishing village back in the days, and then they kind of started to do tourist, and now this is just a very, very wild and crazy place that is open from early morning to very late in the evening. There are places that are open to 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe 4 o'clock, or maybe they never close. I mean, it's a lot of these, when I'm thinking on it, they have these Circle K stores. It's like a 7-Eleven. You go in and buy whatever you need of unhealthy stuff, including beer and alcohol. And it seems like it's totally normal. You can walk in the street, like I said, and drink alcohol, and nobody will say anything. But do that in another place in Jakarta, and they will beat you up. They will literally cane you. It's very tough, and stuff like that. And you cannot show any kind of affection, by the way, in Indonesia normally. I mean, maybe holding hands, but if you do a little kissing, that's the same thing, and the police will come and grab you. Here in Bali, you can pretty much do whatever you want here anywhere. In the beach, you see people that just hanging out, kissing, hugging, and stuff like that. So it's totally different. But again, it's not Islam here, it's more like Hinduism. So maybe that's the reason. It's more tolerant. I think I will follow this wall down maybe a few hundred meters and go out down there. Or maybe I go north first, I'm not sure. Let me see what's happening outside here. I decided to just go northwest, maybe a block or so, and then go back down again, just to kind of illustrate how it looks like. I guess the vendors are coming later. They say no fireworks, never give money to beggars, and trust me, the whole town is begging. And if violated, they can fine you. So yeah, they try to keep it clean, but it's like impossible, because every dude you see is trying to scam you silly, right? And you see they're talking and stuff like that. Wherever you go, they are trying to sell you something you absolutely don't need. Except one thing, and that's the beer. Everybody wants that beer here on the beach. All these tourists, yeah, you know, they are suckers for beer. And it's European style, Australian beer, and this local Bintang beer here that everybody seems to be loving. People are walking around with t-shirts with this Bintang. And of course, why not? I mean, you go to a place, you need to try the local stuff. And that's the way it should be. Forget about the pizza and the, you know, European Amstel beer. That's not cool, really. Anyway, you see, the wall is nice, though. It's just a modern structure, but they try to at least preserve some kind of, you know, authentic look. And this is supposed to be a lifeguard tower, but it looks like it's nuked out. I mean, take a look at that. It's like a dead tower. It's just trash. I'm not even sure if they have lifeguards here. Maybe that's why nobody goes into the water, because not everybody can swim here. That's for sure. There's another way down to the beach. And here's a sushi bar on the beach. So everything I said before turns out not to be true, right? Or maybe they just squeeze in a few feet on the beach, and maybe that's okay, because everything here is like flexible and people are bribing. You can bribe anybody for anything here, and that's not a problem. Maybe not officially, but in reality that's the way it is. And you have these crazy bar structures. As you can see here, some kind of bungalow bar here. Here's another beach resort. And I will go up to the next big gate, and then I go out to the beach again here. It looks like, you know, they build it in an older style, but this is all brand new. And people come from, you know, other places. Hello. Yeah, those are the vendors selling you beer, Bintang. So in a way, it's a cool concept. You can come here and be silly, right? In one way. And in other ways, you kind of need to be careful, because there are other elements. I think if you leave this kind of protected area here, that's a completely different story. All right, so I just arrived here to, I'm not sure if this is the last gate though, but at least it's up a few hundred more meters. And first you have a typical street here. Coming down here, you see a bunch of motorcycles, because there are like millions of motorcycles here, and they are everywhere. People park, and then people go down to the beach. There are more fresh coconuts here, and that's actually pretty good. I'm not sure what they charge though, because they know this is a touristy place. If you go into town, that's a totally different story. And we have the typical stuff. We have surfboards, and this beach is pretty long, by the way. I will try to catch a couple of waves here. You see them behind these shells people are selling here. Another red flag, and as you can see, not many people in the water, at least not here. Here's a big wave coming in, and in the background you see these airplanes coming down, and the wind is coming from, it's actually coming right into the camera here, and you see the planes are coming from the right, going down left when they land, at least today. I'm not sure if that is every day though. Alright, I will go up again and kind of go down to the other area. But again, you get the picture. I mean, it's a nice dirty beach. And yeah, I mean, this is just a crazy place, and it will be crazier later on in the afternoon, that's for sure. Absolutely super crazy. Can you imagine, you know, thousands of people sitting here drinking beer, screaming, playing music? Everything is going on here. Everything, okay? But it makes it fun at the same time.